Hello, this is Josh from Bellows, and today we're going to see how to play rock music on a digital accordion. So a digital accordion is a virtual instrument which is designed in the shape of an accordion with the piano keys on the right hand side and the standard bass patterns just like in an acoustic accordion. Although certain nuances are a little bit different with respect to the digital accordion, anybody who can play an acoustic accordion could just pick up a digital accordion and play with the exact same technique that they use. What makes the digital accordion more interesting than the acoustic accordion is that it has a lot more sounds. This is just like any digital keyboard or a synthesizer that you have, in which you could just swap out different sounds and control it using the keyboard and the bass. So your accordion acts as a controller to play different sounds instead of just producing sounds with your reeds. In this video, I'm going to show you some techniques that I use on my digital accordion when I play rock music to make it sound more authentic and not sound like it's coming out of an accordion. The introduction to Purple Haze is something that I usually play with my digital accordion. Let me show you how it sounds like. First thing that you can notice here is that I'm using a different number of voices for like the keyboard, bass buttons, and the chord buttons. You hear an electric guitar here with overdrive, and there's drums and bass guitar and rhythm guitar on the left hand side. If you have these voices set and if you still play your digital accordion the same way that you play your acoustic accordion, it is not going to sound as much like rock music. It's still going to sound very accordion. So let me show you how this sounds like if I just play this the way that you usually play the standard 4/4 rhythms on an acoustic accordion, which will be something like this. We use alternating basses. So it's more polka-like. Or if you don't use alternating basses, you'll just be going bass, chord, chord, chord. But it still doesn't sound as much like rock music. So I'm going to shift to an accordion sound and start off with how I play this like any other accordion song written in 4/4. Starting from there, we'll be making one change at a time to make the music approach an authentic rock sound. So that sounds very accordion-y, right? So let's switch back to like the guitar sound and add the drums and bass guitar and all that. And if I play it the exact same way, the instruments themselves are going to sound different, but it's still going to sound very accordion. So I wouldn't call this accordion, it's more like a marching band, in my opinion. So let's see what we can do to change this up. So Remember that we have cymbals doubled with our basses, and we have the snare and the chords for our bass button. I'm going to turn off the bass and chords and just have the drums on to see how we can add a rhythm that is more like a rock drum. So instead of doing alternating basses like bass, chord, alternating bass, chord, what we're going to do is bass, bass, bass and chord together, and then bass. So that's what we do for beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is just like bass only, bass and chord together, bass only. So at a faster tempo, it would sound like. So that's what we do. And after we add the bass guitar on the bass button and the rhythm guitar for the chords, it just completes your rhythm section with the drums, and it goes like. You can add fills the way you please, and this is completely manual, so we are not dealing with any loops, so you have complete control over the rhythm, the tempo, and everything. So this is gonna sound more natural and not like a monotonous loop that you'd hear out of an arranger keyboard. And playing the bass on all 4 beats gives you a nice bass guitar run that keeps the song together. After we add this new rhythm to the song, this is how it sounds like. So right now I kept my bellows very even. I did not add any expression to the song. Just like how you use your bellows in your acoustic accordion to add expression to the song, you could do the same with the digital accordion as well. So instead of playing a note like this, I could go louder and softer, like. You could pick the notes in the song for which you want to add these accents in to make it sound like it's coming out of a real guitar. I'm not sure if a listener who is not looking at the instrument would be convinced that this sound comes out of a guitar. That would be an interesting experiment to do in a blind test. But adding these expressions would make the sound be more natural and not sound like it's being played out of a keyboard with no expression. And you don't have to deal with expression pedals because you already have your bellows with which you can control your expressions. So let me show you how I add expression in like one of the phrases. So the first bar goes like. In the original song, you'd see that when the chord is added, so that's emphasized with an accent, and that's what we're gonna do. Instead of playing it plain like, where I open the bellows with constant pressure, I like add more pressure by like opening the bellows more firmly to add that expression. So it would sound like, as opposed to. So let's see how it all sounds together. I didn't play the exact same rhythm. I was just doing like a filler, like. and you could do something different if you like that. And feel free to experiment with these rhythms. But I always use the rock rhythm that we talked about. As the foundation for the drums, and depending on how you want to add variations, you could always throw in some sort of a filler, like, or you could add like additional notes that are syncopated, something like that. And those are things that I want to do more as well. I haven't been doing that, but it'll be a fun exercise to add on to songs. And this rhythm that I showed you could be used on an acoustic accordion as well. I do that all the time when I busk out, and it comes out pretty decent. The general public in the United States think that the accordion would only suit a very specific type of music, like polkas or waltzes or tangos. I strongly believe that the accordion is capable of playing a lot of different types of music. And that is mainly because of the decoupling of the individual bass notes and the chords that can be controlled with one finger at a time. So you could think about bass harmonies and chord harmonies as two different things, and you could keep an independent bass line going. So if you have a digital accordion, definitely try this out and let me know what you think. Even if you don't have a digital accordion, you could use the techniques on an acoustic accordion. The only difference is that you won't be having these drums and the other synthesized sounds that we are using for the different voices. But if you just hit the master switch and play a powerful tone, it's gonna sound pretty good. If you're interested to learn more about the accordion, subscribe to my channel. I have performance videos, learning logs, and learning resources, and I also have guides to buy used accordions. I'll see you again with a different video. Until then, keep squeezing.